Let's get to some of the juicier questions that I know home inspectors want to know. So like I have my answers from years ago, but those are outdated. I want to know for each of you what's one or two things home inspectors do that frustrate you, or dare I even say upset you or piss you off even. Um, Not your current ones. We know your current ones are great. If you're listening, you love them.
Love them.
Hypothetically, a bad home inspector would do what?
Oh, please. um, there's what I have, we know as like the kill the deal home inspectors out there. There are certain companies that if I either represent the listing or we have a buyer that doesn't use, we always say like, here's our two preferred home inspectors. Please look at their reviews online, talk to them both, see who you have a better fit with, and pick one of them. But if they go their own way and they go rogue on us to one of those other home inspection companies, and there you get that text message, there's a home inspection performed by XYZ, and I'm like, no,
No.
anyone but them. There's a few in particular, and I could just even the listing agent, if I represent the buyer, I'll say like, man, it was this inspection company, and I tried to like veer them, but and they're just they kill the deal. They scare the shit out of buyers, and I don't know why. Maybe they think
Can you elaborate on that a little bit as to like what that looks like? Because we coach on this a lot when I teach new home inspectors about how to market and communicate. So what does that mean, or what does that look like in practice?
almost every almost every single buyer I have goes to their home inspections. I do not. I stopped that. I went in the beginning when I was first licensed just to learn more so I can look through the house and be like, hey, this, that, watch out for these things.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, there's what they do is they'll point out items that are easily repaired. They're even like weekend do it yourself things. And it's it's just so simple for me to go through the report with them and say like, hey, this is a Home Depot Saturday project, and this is something we can be concerned about. And here are things that aren't that big of a deal, but they have to say them legally. And I think that what I'm seeing that the deal killers, what they're really doing is they're writing down every detail of the worst case scenario. So when those reports come back and they have those videos and they're like, I had a perfect example of like a sewer scope one, and it's like, well, this could be $20,000. And I'm like, no, 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 because I just spoke to the listing agent and they had it repaired and I have the paperwork 2 years ago. It needs to be flushed out for about 300 bucks tops, or you can do it yourself. You know, like,
Okay.
here's the answers. And we went out of contract on that home for something that was like 20,000. We can't afford that. That's the worst case scenario.
Right. Because we could play that game with every single element in the home, right? And
Absolutely.
totally freak someone out.
Mhm.
Okay, good. Kim, from your
Yeah.
perspective.
Well, I think in any business, whether it's, you're a realtor, you're a home inspector, whatever you are in the real estate business, or you work at Starbucks or you work at, at Costco, it's all about relationships. And a lot of the home inspectors that I've never used again moving forward are because of that. One, they've either scared off the client and told them, information that's very daunting. First time home buyers, they really do. They're a little on edge about any little detail. And if it said, okay, this door lock doesn't work, but if you go to Home Depot, you can change this door lock for 20 or 30 bucks, and just say it as casual as that. It can really throw them down a rabbit hole that's pretty dark, pretty fast. So that is it. But I'll even speak to my own experience when I purchased my home about 8 years ago. I had a home inspector. My brother's a general contractor. He came along, and the home inspector, my brother was like kind of following him around and asking questions, and he just did not have any um, common sense when it came to communicating, right? And so he said, please do not point these things out to your sister because this could kill the deal for the agent. And so it's like, at the same time, it's like you want your clients to feel like they're getting all the information about the home that they possibly can, but at the same time that they're not being frightened, right? So I felt one, integrity is huge, but two, communication and being able to, and that's where Eric from Crosswinds Home Inspection, that's who I use often out here in Long Beach, California. And he's very honest with what needs to be done. And he gives solutions on how to do it without putting a price tag on anything, and it's amazing. He's just one of the top-notch communicators that I know.
I was just about to say, amazing communicator. I know him well, and context is everything. My own house 5 years ago, the inspector was maddening because everything I asked him, he literally gave me the canned robotic statement. I recommend you contact a qualified plumber for more information. And I was like, are you even you're like mocking me at this point. Like, you're not even responding as a human. Pissed me off. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think
it's communication,
Yeah, context and communication.
And verbiage, like the words that someone uses can really make or break how a sentence is formed. Like you can say like, well, this could have this repair, or this might need to be done, or we should take a look at this a little bit further. Or it'd be like, yeah, I don't know about this one. Looks like it could be really scary, but maybe it's not. Okay. So it's just how you use those words. So other home inspectors, to the ones that own companies, I think it's all about training your staff members to say, hey, like, make sure when you're talking with these buyers, you really understand that this is the biggest purchase of someone's life, the biggest thing they're ever going to buy until they buy their next biggest thing, which is again going to be a house, no matter what. So you really have to be careful with the words you use. I mean, it's just, yeah.
And there's no training in our industry for that. And so I love that you're giving examples here, because for every home inspector listening, you almost have to rehearse these things. You almost have to pre-plan how you talk about a hairline crack on a foundation. It's like the buyer doesn't know. And if you say nothing, what are buyers going to assume?
Yeah.
The worst, right?
Hi everyone, this is Louis from Spectora. I'm going to put 3 links down in the description below. The first link is for you if you like Spectora, but maybe you just have a couple questions. You can schedule a 15-minute discovery call with someone from our client success team to make sure that Spectora is a great fit for you. It is, by the way. If you're ready to dive in and start using the app, the second link is for our free trial. With the average cost of a home inspection, that's a couple $1,000s that you'll pocket before you pay us a dime. And the third link is for our Spectora Jumpstart program. If you're a brand new home inspector, you probably need a website, or maybe you have a website that you just kind of threw up real quick and you're not super thrilled with it. In the Jumpstart program, we'll make you a great website based on feedback from you to make sure that it reflects your business, your market, and you. We'll optimize it for search engines, and we'll put an online scheduler on your website too, so you can spend less time on the phone and more time out in the field working. We'll also bundle it with a full year of the Spectora app, and we'll do it at a great price too. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I hope you check out other videos on this channel, and take care.